Well, this segment again takes me to the Big Bear Discovery Center where something's always going on. And today they're having a MountainMan display. Let's go ahead and see. Well, here we are at the camp. This is the MountainMan camp display here.
Is that right?
Pretty cool. Hopefully you filmed that one because it was perfect.
How's it going?
Wow.
How's it
They're
going?
practicing axe throwing and knife throwing.
Well, we're going to go find the boys.
Hi, Ben.
Hey there, Ron. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Man, you look good as a mountain man.
Thank you. This is my casual wear. Casual Saturday.
I know it. You are off-road coordinator?
Program manager.
Program manager for the San Bernardino National Forest Association.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
And, gosh, mountain man. Gee, man, you look like a mountain man.
Well, thank you. We try.
How do mountain men wash their clothes?
Well, you don't. If you'll notice, I got some blood and some black powder on here.
I know it. And your knee is going out.
Yeah, well, you know, britches kind of wear out kind of fast.
I know. Oh, well.
I mean, when you make it all yourself, you don't have to worry about making it too fast again. 'Cause you get as much mileage as you can get out of it.
I know it. So this is a Mountain Man demonstration, and then, what, Labor Day? Or we have the big Mountain Man rendezvous?
Yeah, actually, the Bighorn Mountain Men have a huge rendezvous up in Holcomb Valley on Labor Day weekend. I think it runs for about 4 or 5 days.
Right.
And visitors are welcome to come there just for the day. It's $5 a ticket to get in.
Wow.
And you see all this sort of cool stuff, but a lot more so than what we have set up right now. And there are people selling gear and selling various products that would have been used back then.
Wow.
And Boy Scouts in uniform, military uniform, get in free.
How about that? That's great.
It's a good deal.
About how many attend? That's a big one, isn't it?
It is a big one. Probably have several hundred, 500
Wow.
or so usually show up there.
Gee.
Everyone stays for the whole entire time. People will come in for a day or two, filter back out. Labor Day weekend, a lot of people have their plans.
I know
But it's a good time.
Are there mountain men groups?
There are some.
that.
Yeah, there are some. The Bighorn Mountain Men is a shooting group,
Oh, right.
and they have the rendezvous. And then there's there's actually a group called Morgan's Rifles of Southern California. They do about 100 years earlier than the Mountain Men. They do the colonial period.
Oh, yeah.
Independence.
Right.
And then there's a bunch of folks who enjoy this sort of thing on their own and just are independent and come out there and do their own deal.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's a nice way to make kind of history come alive, especially for the youth.
Yes.
So, and I think
And
we have youth over there, actually.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. They're just looking. But this guy, these guns, are these powder guns, huh?
These are, yeah. In fact, let's see if we can have these fellows tell you a little about it.
Yeah.
These are my good friends. This is Mike Winters. This is Eric
Hi,
Craddock.
Mike.
How you doing?
How you guys doing?
These folks are pretty proficient with their weapons. I was wondering if you guys could just tell Ron a little bit here about like what you're carrying and how you load those things.
Well, this is a 28 Brown Bass, and it's a smooth bore, which is kind of like a shotgun. And these were developed before the Revolution, and we're still using them all the way into the 1830s.
Really?
Yeah, it's a flint ignition, and the way you load it is you take a powder charge in your powder measure here, and you pour a little bit into this pan right here. You close that down, dump the rest down in here, take a ball from the shot bag, drop that down, ram it home, and then you pull it all the way back, and it's ready to fire.
And away you go. Isn't that something? I know I've been out at the Big Bear Sportsman's Range when they're having competitions with this type of weapon, both handguns and rifles. And they really are, they're loud.
They are loud.
And they really shoot well. I mean, they're fairly accurate.
They are. This one, the muskets, this is what you'd call a musket. And they're not as accurate as, say, a rifle. Range about is about 50 yards with
Sure.
those, to actually hit anything.
Yeah, right.
That's if you're pretty good with it. But the advantage to these is you can load them with a variety of different ammunition.
Right.
And they can go from anywhere from bird shot to buckshot to round ball.
Yeah, isn't that
The
something?
rifles, they're more accurate at a longer range, but they're limited in their ammunition.
Do these have much of a kick to it?
You know, it's a nice gentle kick.
Yeah, but not like a big shotgun.
No.
Yeah.
It's more, black powder's more of a push. It is actually a jarring kick. I actually find them very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Even with heavy charges in them.
Well, that is something. Now, yours is a little bit different. Yours is not as
Mine is
big as...
This is actually my 50 caliber rifle.
Okay, so what is this now? This is
my 50 caliber flintlock rifle. It's a bit different than the weapon we showed you a little bit ago.
right.
For one thing, it's a smaller caliber, and it, as opposed to having the smooth bore like a shotgun, if you probably won't be able to see it, but when you look inside, it's got grooves like a normal modern day rifle does.
Oh yeah.
Small, but it's basically rifling. So the grooves act with just the general way ballistics work with the patched round balls we use. It's like throwing a football versus throwing a baseball.
Oh yeah.
When you get that nice tight spiral, your balls fly a lot straighter and a lot truer.
Huh. Again, about within 50 yards is the
no,
best.
These ones are accurate easily within 100 yards.
Really, 100
So,
yards, the
yeah.
better, huh?
With if you know what you're doing, you know how to shoot.
Yeah,
100 yards is
right.
not out of it. There's accounts in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, we have a question here. What do you want to ask him?
Do that smoke again?
Yeah, I'll do the smoke again for you in a second, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
So you're going to do a smoke?
Yeah, I'll show you how the priming and whatnot works. I believe
Okay.
we already talked about how the gun's fired. You know, you load the powder, and the patch ball down the bore.
Where's the powder at?
The powder I carry in this powder horn right here. It keeps it nice and dry from getting wet.
Oh, that heavy.
That's not too heavy.
What an education. Isn't that something? I love kids. They just are full of questions.
Oh, yeah.
They're just like sponges. They absorb all these things.
How do you make the smoke?
I'll show you in just a second, all right?
Oh, like you have to push that thing?
Yep, kind of, sort of. So,
I want to try that.
this is it's a flintlock rifle, so it uses a small shard of flint right here.
Right.
That rakes against this frizzen, and it'll throw a shower of sparks down into this pan.
Oh,
The
yeah.
powder will travel from this small pan into the main breech, and it'll set the main charge off.
Wow.
So, for us to fire it,
I have to do that. Fire it.
I carry some finer powder in here. It makes it a little bit quicker
Oh,
when
yeah.
I shoot. So you put a little bit of it in the pan. And this pan will actually close like that, so it'll keep some of the water out of it. We get any water in our powder, any moisture.
Right. It
Hold on, buddy.
won't shoot.
Yeah, our powder's done and that rifle's done.
As they say, keep your powder dry.
Oh yeah. So now we can cock it all the way open and watch out. Just stand back, look a little bit. Hopefully, the one drawback to this is these flints, when they get a little dull, sometimes
I
they'll
have to do
spark
that, shoot it.
Right.
off the bat. So like that.
I have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
There we
He
go.
made smoke for you. Very
Do it
cool.
One more time.
So are you going to be at the Mountain Man Rendezvous in September?
I hope to.
Really?
If schedule cooperates, I will.
Do you live in Big Bear?
I live in Cherry Valley, just down the hill.
Do you? Yeah, I know where it is. Right by Banning and Beaumont and all that area there. Oh, it's growing so. It used to be a nice little valley. Now it's full of people.
Yeah, I've been there my entire life. It's getting.
Have you really? That's
back.
great. What do you got, Ben?
Like you can hold it on your shoulder.
Ron,
What's that?
as you probably remember me telling you, you have to make your own clothes when you're out here in the mountains, right?
Oh, yeah,
Well,
right.
you can't just go to the local fabric shop. So when you hunt a deer, you got to track down the deer and skin it.
Oh, yeah.
What you can do then is you can mash up its deer brains, put it with some water, and you get what's called brain tan leather.
Oh, sure.
If you look at this sort of stuff, it's kind of soft. It looks a lot like chamois.
Uh-huh.
You can see the membrane of the surface. So what we'll do here a little bit later today is we'll be stretching this out like so
Oh, yeah.
and working it real well, and it'll have usable leather. If you
Right.
look at Eric's pants and at my pants, that's how you make your pants.
And you're going to patch the hole in your knee.
Yeah, I might patch a hole in my knee too. We'll just have to wait and see.
I know it.
I'm
So
not sure if we're
anyway,
going to
anyway, they're all pretty much lean-tos or whatever they're called.
Pretty much. Now, sometimes you'd go ahead and you'd have a nice wall tent, or you maybe build a cabin if you're going to be someplace for a lot longer time.
Uh-huh.
But if you're just traveling back and forth trapping, you're not going to have that much weight you want to carry and won't be encumbered with. And
Sure.
out here, it's a pretty dry environment.
Smell that, huh?
A piece of canvas gives you pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good protection from the elements.
And of course, you guys really, mountain men are probably the really custodians of the mountain. I mean, they protect it. They know about it.
Quite a bit. I mean, when you rely upon the earth for your survival, you can't trash the earth.
I know it. I
And it's
know
one that
it.
we've the further we've been removed from nature, the further we are to our cities,
Uh-huh.
our daily lives, the more we forget about that. When you
Sure.
rely upon having fresh water and enough game to survive, rely upon having nature provide for you. You take care of it. It's stewardship is what it is.
Right.
And that's what we need to remember these days. And that's what's nice about doing this sort of stuff and talking to kids about is the importance of how mankind relies upon nature.
Right.
And that's what this helps to kind of showcase.
Yeah.
Because almost all this stuff you can make in nature apart from the canvas. You do almost everything you need to out here.
Oh, I know it.
And we got a gentleman up here who's been doing this for a long time, throwing a tomahawk. If you want.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's go over there and see how he's doing. Okay, now you really look like a mountain man.
Me?
I tell you.
Look like a mountain man?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's complimenting you
So,
or not,
yeah.
TJ.
What's that?
So I don't know if he's complimenting you there or not.
I am. That's great.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh, pretty good. Now, at the Rendezvous on Labor Day, do they have competitions for axe throwing?
They do.
They have a lot of competitions up there?
Well, these are actually called tomahawks.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see, they can be thrown.
Uh-huh.
And they work out pretty well as a tool.
Not always for throwing either.
Oh, I know
Just
it.
some close hand-to-hand.
So what do you use? You can use the Tomahawk, TJ, for anything, really. I mean, chopping wood.
Yeah, I've taken rabbits out with it.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Without wasting bullets and out making noise.
Sure.
Good man can take a bird out of the air with it.
How long you been a mountain man? All your life, huh? Oh,
Until I
well.
met my sweet pea. She's a flatlander. And,
Is she really?
Yeah, she's a doll, so
Oh,
she don't
yeah.
like coming up the mountains, but I like coming down
I know
to
it.
see her.
We used to have a mountain man here called Three Feathers. He lived in the forest, and he was about the only one that the Forest Service allowed him to have a fire permit, to have a fire in the forest because he knew how to do it. But he was always complaining because he couldn't get a woman to come up here and live with him. So I guess women really don't like a lot of the mountain life.
It was actually true back in the day that a mountain man would keep an Indian wife.
Oh, right,
He
sure.
would keep her, and she was able to cook and sew and make his moccasins and make his buckskins, cook for him, keep him warm, the whole works. But
Sure.
He also had a wife down in the flatlands.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't think that was very right.
No.
But it was really fascinating because it's hard. Like my wife is a pretty woman, and she just don't like coming up. She don't like the bugs. She
Yeah.
don't like sleeping.
Her idea is in a motorhome or something, huh?
Right.
Okay. Well, let's see if you get one this time. And really tough. That's not easy. Well, we'll move on. Well, Ben, thank you. I tell you, we learned a lot more about mountain men and their habits, and that we still have mountain men.
We still do, and their spirit will be with us forever. In fact, a lot of folks don't realize they were kind of the real trailblazers, getting society going westward.
They were. You bet.
As I think TJ may or may not have mentioned to you, they knew where all the places where you can stop and get water, and it's kind of, we owe a lot to them for opening up the American West.
Yeah, right.
And so even if they're not around, their spirit still lives on.
You bet.
They'll be around come Labor Day weekend up in Holcomb Valley.
I know. Yeah, let's remind people that is open to the public. There's hundreds of mountain men there. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
And so you can stop at the Discovery Center here and get a map on how to get to Holcomb Valley.
Sure can.
And just $5 admission per car or per person?
I think it's per person.
Okay.
If you want to get online, if you can get online, you can check out, if you can Google Bighorn Mountain Man. Bighorn Mountain Man.
Okay. Very good.
Google that, it'll tell you all about their rendezvous and all the times and dates.
Yeah, great.
So,
Good seeing you
come out
again,
and
my
join us.
friend.
You too, sir. Have a
We'll
safe
see you
ride.
soon.
All right.
Bye. Well, that concludes this segment here at the Big Bear Discovery Center with these kids hugging this grizzly bear. Yay. And that's it. Now stay tuned for these commercials.
What's the